Hello, and welcome to the Thrive Mindset Podcast. I'm so glad you're here with me. My name is Carrie Dahle, and I am your host. I am an entrepreneur, author, podcaster, manifester, and a motivator, and I am on a mission to empower you to create the life of your dreams. If you are looking to up-level your life, relationships, finances, productivity, and success, then you have come to the right place. I plan on sharing with you my tools, my resources, strategies, my failures, and my successes that have helped me achieve the life I was dreaming of. It is my goal with this podcast to help you see your potential and empower you to create the life of your dreams. So let's get to it. Hello. I'm so excited to be back here for week 2 of the Thrive Mindset Podcast. I'm Carrie Dahle, your host, and welcome. Last week on the podcast, we talked with Jeff Dahle, my husband, my favorite human, and we discussed our annual Reflect, Recalibrate, and Re-Energize trip, and that was super exciting. However, I realized that we didn't share the fact that Thrive Mindset came out of that trip. Yeah, I had been toying with the ideas. I had ideas spinning around in my head, but that was the moment this all came together. That was the moment I found my why. That was the moment that I decided that I wanted to pursue empowering others and empowering all to manifest the life of their dreams. So here we are. We also didn't discuss what Thrive Mindset even means. Thrive Mindset, it's an acronym. Not the mindset portion, of course, but the thrive part. T is for thankfulness and gratitude. H is for habits. R is for reflection. I is for inspiration. V is for visualization. And E is for exercise. And for me, those are the components to living a thriving life and being able to truly manifest the life you've been dreaming of. So before we can talk about the Thrive Mindset, I think we need to talk about what manifesting is. The law of attraction has been around forever. You can look back in history and scholars and all kinds of amazing people will talk about the law of attraction. But there's a big difference, at least in my mind, as to what the law of attraction is versus manifestation. The law of attraction says that you draw to you what you want. Whereas in manifestation, you're drawing to you what you are. So a great example of this is to look at it like a good day, bad day. Let's say you woke up one morning and as you crawled out of bed, you hit your toe on the corner. I know we've all done that. So, you hit your toe, you're whining, you're complaining, it hurts, it's awful. You stumble downstairs. On your way down, you slip on a stair, you hit your other heel, so that doesn't feel so great. So then you're walking to the kitchen already in a bad mood, and you, of course, spill your coffee. And your day just kind of continues on and on and on. And by the time you've spilled your coffee, you've already decided that you've woken up on the wrong side of the bed. You've already gotten into a mindset that the day is going to be a bad day. And what you're doing is you're drawing to you all of those bad things. You're putting out this energy that says, I'm angry, things suck. And that's what's being drawn to you because energy likes similar energy. So look at the reverse. It's your birthday. You wake up and it is going to be the best day ever. You are excited. You have some plans with some friends. You throw out all the rules about dieting and eating right, and you have cake for breakfast. You come down the stairs and your partner has coffee ready for you, and it just tastes so great. Your whole day just lines up to be great. And again, it's your energy. It's what you have drawn to you. You've set the intention that it's going to be a fantastic day. And even when things don't go exactly as planned, you somehow already have that mindset that it's great. It's totally fine. Doesn't matter. It was what it was supposed to be. So it's your energy. Now, here's the thing. You did those things on that bad day and that good day, and you most likely did it completely unintentionally. It is not like you got up, hit your toe, and said, okay, well, that's great. Now I want my day just to suck. I'm pretty sure you didn't do that. I'm also pretty sure that on your birthday, you didn't get up and say, no matter what, everything will be perfect. I mean, you did, but you didn't intentionally do that. And that is something I really want to discuss, because there's a difference between unintentionally manifesting and intentionally manifesting. And you all want to be intentionally manifesting. I have been unintentionally, actually we all have, but I can look back at my life and I can point out time and time and time again that I was unintentionally manifesting things. When I was a little girl, I would, in some ways, I guess this is like the law of attraction. I would want something. I would want something so bad. Like, for example, I wanted a Cabbage Patch doll. You all know what I'm talking about. At least the girls of the 80s, you know what I'm talking about. I wanted this Cabbage Patch doll. And my mom is an amazing mother, and she is an amazing seamstress, and she's very frugal. So she made me her version of a Cabbage Patch doll. And I look back at that now as an adult, and I think, wow, she was really, really talented, because she did a very good job. But I can tell you that when I received this fake Cabbage Patch doll, that I was completely disappointed. All I wanted was that real baby doll that had the stamp on her butt that said Cabbage Patch. As silly as that sounded, that was what I wanted. So I can remember one October going to Sears with my grandmother as she was going there to get some tools or something for my grandpa. And she let me run off to the toy aisle. And I, of course, so focused. All I was focused on, Cabbage Patch dolls, Cabbage Patch dolls, Cabbage Patch dolls. That's all I wanted. And I'm standing in the aisle, and in my family, you don't get gifts, or you didn't get gifts or anything extra unless it was your birthday or Christmas. Everything else was out of necessity, but things like that was definitely a Christmas or a birthday thing. And October is neither of those for me. And my grandma came to get me, and I'm just staring. I found one that I just loved. I just loved her. I mean, I still have her. She's blonde and green-eyed, and yeah, it was kind of, the baby version of me. But I wanted her so bad, and I just kept focusing on it. And my grandma comes over, and she's asking me a little bit to tell her about stuff, and then she goes, "Okay, come along." And I didn't whine. I didn't ask her for anything. I didn't complain. I just moved along, and I kept thinking to myself, that's the one, that's the one, that's the one. And to my shock, and still to my shock, my grandma, we're about halfway to the door of Sears, and she looks down at me and she says, that doll really did call to you, didn't it? I said, yeah. She said, well, it's not Christmas. And I said, no. She goes, it's not your birthday. I said, no. And so then she looked at me, she said, well, go get it, because I think it has your name on it. But just remember, when Christmas comes, that's your Christmas present. Anyways, my heart soared, as you can imagine. And the whole point of this silly Cabbage Patch doll story is just to say that I've been drawing things to me from the time I was a young child without even knowing, or not even having the language to describe what I was even doing. And you too have been manifesting things all of this time and not knowing it. And if you sit down and you look back at your day, at your week, at your whole life, and you think about all the things that have come to you or not come to you, well, actually no, who have come to you, but they've come to you maybe in a negative way. If you really think about where your mind was during that time, you were drawing that to you. And I'm not saying that to make anybody feel bad about the bad things, because we will get there on a different day. But I've had my share of that, and I can absolutely tell you without a doubt that I brought that to me too. And that's just part of us learning and growing and living, and it's okay. But our focus here is to focus on how you can create the life of your dreams. And to do that, you have to be intentionally manifesting. This is a total mindset, and something that not everybody gets. And I really hope, if you're listening to this, that you know that you can change that. You can adjust your feelings on it. You can adjust the way you act, and you will see things start to change for you, and very, very quickly. So that leads me to talk about the T in Thrive, which is thankfulness and gratitude. It's the first one because it's, to me, the most important. It is the one thing that can absolutely immediately change the vibration and the energy that you are putting out there. You cannot be in a bad mood or be focused on the negative when you are grateful. So I don't know who does and who doesn't, but all of us need to have a gratitude practice. And for me, that starts off my day every single day. I wake up, I come downstairs, I say hello to my love, pet my dog, and grab myself a cup of coffee. And after I've had a few sips, because let's just admit it, I do need some coffee to focus a little. But once that's done, I put in my headset and I pick a gratitude meditation on YouTube. And a lot of times it's the same one, and sometimes it's something different. But it's anything that is showing gratitude and thankfulness. And I just listen. One of my favorites, it just goes on and it's on for about 10 minutes. I mean, it's not even much, it's 10 minutes. And it, thank you for this world. Thank you for my breath. Thank you for my strong body. Thank you for the food. It lists so many things that you sit there and you think, wow, I do. I have so much to be grateful for. Even this morning I woke up and I wasn't in a bad mood. I was frustrated because I knew that I had procrastinated on a couple things and I was going to have much more to do on my list today than I should have had because I procrastinated. And so I was already I was just a little frustrated with thinking about how my day was going to go. But I have this routine. I have a routine, and my routine is gratitude. So as much as I was starting to go down that road of being frustrated, I turned it off and I turned on the gratitude meditation. And after listening to that, because, well, like I said, no one can be negative when they're being grateful. I was reminded about all the good, and even my to-dos are good things. They're not bad things. They may take time. They may take some extra time, but they're good things. So once I'm done listening to meditation, I have a gratitude journal. And in that, I sit down and I list the things that I'm grateful for specifically. And usually they're things from the day before, which is a great way, again, to bring that vibration up. Because if you're thinking about the day before, and reflecting on that, you start to create this habit in yourself of actually thinking about what you're grateful for during the day that you're in. So for example, if I'm writing down, I was super grateful for having coffee with my girlfriends. Well, in that moment, because I've trained myself to look for things to be grateful for in the day so that I can write that down the next day, in that moment, I actually do feel gratitude. And I am thankful. And it's recognized in that moment. So again, bringing up that vibe. In addition to saying but writing down what I'm thankful for, I write down what the big thing is that I'm working on at the top, because that's my focus, right? I've always got something that I'm trying to manifest, and that is it. So that is setting my intentional, what am I manifesting? And then below all that, I have another list, which is 10 things that actually contribute to that one big goal that I am manifesting as well. But they're not written like I want or I will. They are all written as I have already done it. So I'm putting it out there into the universe that I've already done these things. And the whole point of that is because I'm drawing it to me. I am already that. I have already done it. I do deserve it. It is coming towards me, and I believe it. So I'm thankful for all the things that have happened, and I'm thankful for things that are coming my way. And I know it, and I believe it. I would ask that any of you who do not already have a gratitude, a thankfulness practice, that you start something and start with journaling. Start with as simple as just what you're thankful for. But I would also ask that if you really are here to learn how to manifest the life of your dreams, that you start taking the extra steps and you set your intention and your big goal and your why, where you're headed, and you come up with a list of 10 things that you are going to write every single day that you have already done. Even though, no, you haven't done them yet, but you will do them. And you're going to write them down every single day. But you're not going to dwell on it, right? Because you're not going to focus on not having it. You are going to write it as if you have it, and you're going to be thankful. The reason we write it as if these things have already happened is, again, we're drawing to us what we are. But unfortunately, when you write things like, I will be, or I want to be, you're putting out there that you're not sure. And you're drawing to that uncertainty. I mean, here's a great example. I can't tell you how many friends over the years I've had who are looking for love, and they think, I'm going to manifest the perfect man, and they are perfect partner or whatever it is, but they're going to manifest this person. And they, unfortunately, they put out what they want, right? They have all these things. Okay, I want somebody smart, and I want somebody kind, and whatever their list is, they've listed it out. But they also, in the very next breath, will say things like, he's just not coming to me. I just don't understand. Or, why isn't this happening sooner? Or the list goes on and on. But the reality of it is what's happening is they're focusing on it's not happening versus it already has happened. And they're so preoccupied with it's not happening. So I would just say with anything you're wanting in your life, when you put it down as it will or I wish, you are not sure. And you are telling the universe that you're not sure. And the universe is only going to bring to you what you're sure about. I recently heard this phrase about how life isn't happening to you, it's happening for you. And just think on that for a minute. It's not happening to me. It's happening for me. So if it's happening for me, well, I can create where it's going. And if it's happening for me, it wants good things for me. And if it's happening for me, then only the best is going to happen. But if it's happening to me, well, that's where the negative comes in, right? So I would say try to shift the way you think about life. Just try that one phrase. Instead of saying something happened to me today, it happened for me today. And just see how that little shift changes things in you. The whole point of being thankful and having gratitude is to quickly raise that vibration and draw that positive energy to you. I would just suggest that you try it for a week. Try writing down everything you're grateful for. Try having a gratitude meditation process. Try just acknowledging in the moments when you're grateful, and see how that changes you. See how it ups your mood. See how there's becomes a difference in your life. Notice the opportunities that the universe presents during that time. Notice how everything in your world starts to shift. I believe in all the elements of the Thrive mindset. It's why I've created this brand and this podcast and the planners and journals that I've been working on. It's how I live my life. But if I had to choose just one, I would choose being thankful and having gratitude. I would encourage anyone to focus on gratitude and thankfulness and watch how your life changes. Thanks again for being here with me. I've loved sharing with you what the T in Thrive is. I hope that you start your own gratitude practice. I just launched a gratitude journal on Amazon. You can find it in the comments below. I mean, you can do it on a plain piece of paper. I have been doing it for years that way. But if you need a little guide and a little boost and a little direction, it's a great resource for you. I look forward to talking to you more. And next week, we will dive into habits. Until then, just know that I believe you can manifest the life of your dreams.